Hi everyone. So today I have planned to give a session on strings. So string will be, if you can remember on the first class I have mentioned, like we do not need to cover many things to crack an interview or to go with the, means if you want to get a knowledge how to work, how to start working in the real-time world when you will be starting working with Java. So you do not need to know everything because it is like an ocean. So everything like an ocean. If I tell you like no one can complete the full syllabus of physics, no one can complete the full syllabus of chemistry, even not a part of the physics itself. If I say like one topic like sound in physics, you cannot cover it fully. It is kind of impossible. So your goal will be it should not be like to cover many syllabus or many chapters, many topics. It should not be like that way. So if you cover only 10 chapters or 10 topics, I think that will be enough for cracking an interview, enough for your board syllabus, even for the semesters as well. So string is one of those topics we have already covered. Basic programmings, if, for, array, matrix, these 5 topics. And we have already started our journey for characters. So if you are starting from this class, I will be requesting you to just check the previous 2 classes where we have discussed about characters. So today the string is nothing but an array of characters. So if I start string today from the zero, if you are even means from starting from this class, I will be again discussing all those things. But yeah, it will be better if we just revise the previous 2 classes, and after that if you come here. So but still, if I explain everything, so I have mentioned like for string the knowledge of for loop and character would be required, but still let me explain everything once again. So, and yeah, the thing is you have to practice all of them after that and passionately, because it is not for getting a job. This is not for just only getting few marks in your mark sheet. It is not because of that. If you lead your life by your own choice, believe me, if you know the subject very well, and it will be giving you return even when you will be starting working, and you will be supposed till the age of 60 until your retirement, you will be getting the benefit of that. So if you know these topics by heart, otherwise it will be painful for you for the whole life. So that's why just learn passionately. A person can do anything if he or she just practice all those things. So everything is possible. Okay, nothing is impossible if you just practice. It is just about the 10 chapters. So if I go into directly into the string, so string, the most um, useful functions of string is length and character. Now, what is length and what is character? So if I give you some example of string, so string is like my name is a string, suppose. So here the characters are each letter or each positions are being called as a character. Even this space as well is being termed as a character. So here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here it is 10. After that 11. After that 12 and 13. So if you calculate by just normally by manually, so you can see my name is 14th character length. It is including space. It is 14 character. If I okay, let me remove the surname part. So it is 9 characters. Take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But string or any kind of array always starts from 0. That's why it is the places are 0 to 8, but as a whole, it is 9 characters. You can count, you can simply count. So now, if it is the string, if I put it into inside a variable, then it means if I say like SOP means system.out.println, and if I say like to print s.length, if I use this variable, it will return 9 in short. And if I write something SOP s.caret, anything caret 0 suppose, so that means it will return D, because in the place of 0 you can see at 0th place it is D. If anyone writes 1 here, that means it will be E. So if anyone writes 2 here, it will be B, kind of that. So anyone if writes 8 here, so that means it will be A. Even if anyone writes not 8, suppose h dot length -1. So that means it is again A. H dot length -1 means it is the last character. That means 9 minus 1. You can see h dot length means 9. So 9 minus 1 means 8. So 8th character is 8 as well. So apart from writing this in the separate line, I can use a for loop here. I can simply write a for loop where I equals to starting from 0, I less than equals to either 8 you can write, or in general you can write h dot length -1 and I equals to I plus 1. If you write that and if you run this query, so it will be printing all of your characters one by one. So that means D, E, B, A, B, R, A, T, A, everything will be printed here. Everything. So why I am using h dot length -1? Because if it is suppose some other name, like it is suppose Guha, so dynamically it will calculate the length, that is h dot length will be 4. In that case, I can write 4 here in case of Guha. I do not need to make any changes in the code. You can see. So h dot length means 4. 4 minus 1 means 3. So it will print everything from 0 to 3. So first h dot character at 0 position, then h dot character at 1 position, h dot character at 2 position, and h dot character at 3 position. So these two functions are very important. So even if you are starting from this class without having any knowledge about the for loop and about the character, so we can start it from here as well. So you can see h dot length and h dot character are important functions. So now if I go to the program now and revise this knowledge by multiple examples, so how to do that? So here you can see enter a text and print its length. That is the first program. So if I go to the Blue Java, or even you can go to a online compiler as well, whatever you choose, or anywhere, any compiler you can use. So suppose let me write something called string demo. So if I go into that and if I write something like, and it is not that a tough chapter, so I will say it is the easy one. So I will write class string demo, and after that public static void name logs. If I write that, okay, sorry, some spelling mistakes. So if I write, so first let me take an string. String s equals to something I can give Guha. Let me write in full caps, anything you can choose, but still, as it is our first program, let me first print the string itself. So how to take a string? You just need to write string and s variable. It is similar like you choose int a or double a or a character char something. So it is similar like that. You just need to write string. So string is a data type. You just need to write string s. Okay, to just compile and understand, like, okay, s will be a variable which will hold some text, any kind of text you can write. Okay, so if I just print s after that, it will be simple. It will be a simple program. If I just run this program, you can see very simple program. It is just printing Guha. It is similar like if you have taken one example from the previous programs. It is simply like int a equals to 5 and you are printing SOP a. SOP means system.out.println. I'm a lazy person, so I do not like to write the full thing. So that's why I'm using the shortcut SOPM. You can see, so it is as simple as like this. I am taking a string variable Guha, and after that I'm printing that. So now if you wish to input something, it will be again the similar way how you take the input of an integer. So it will be in a similar way. So I have to give those lines. Obviously, I will be showing you the meaning of those lines, not now, later. So I will be explaining why, but it will take some time. After learning few things, then I'll be able to give you the explanation. So I can write something, enter a text or anything. I can prompt. So here I can write s equals to, without giving any particular fixed value, I can write sc.next. You just need to understand first what I can do with a string. So instead of sc.next int, it was being used for integer. sc.next double, you know, probably is being used for taking input for double values, means numeric values. And now here for string, I will be using only sc.next. If I compile and if I run, you can see, enter a text, I can write anything like Debabrata, any capital, small, anything. So you can see here it is taking only my name, not the surname. Why? Because if you can remember, at the time of array or anywhere, input can be given in three ways: either hitting an enter, or by giving a space, or pressing tab. These three keys are being used to take an input. So here, whenever I'm giving a space, it is thinking like, okay, I have already given my input. So Debabrata space Guha. So the computer is thinking, I want to take Debabrata as input, because after that I am pressing a space. So to take sc.next can be used to take input as a word. But if you want to take multiple words as an input, you need to choose next line. So I will request you to pause the class and do it by yourself in your compiler and check the references. So if you use next only, you can take only one word input. But if you use next line, that means you can take multiple words input. So let me try once again. This is not something critical or where you have to run your brain. It is just straight cut some rules. So if I now again input something, Debabrata Guha, say, so you can see, it can take my name. So you can try to use the same thing with your name and you can see the changes. Okay. So now if I can print my name, and in your case, suppose you have already tried your name, so you can take your name as an input. So what can I do now? I can use those important two functions. So if I check how s.length behaves, so I will just write s.length and do not forget to give a bracket after that. Okay, so it is a function. So I will be learning what is function on the next class, but still you can see I can use some brackets here, s.length. So let me compile. So it is pretty simple. Again, you do not need to run your brain. s.length, just return the length of the character, length of the text. So if I input, suppose Debabrata Guha again, you can try with your name as well by pausing the class. So you can see it is 14. So if I input Guha only, so it will be taking, let me input Guha. So it takes the text and in return 4, probably 4. Let me enter. Yeah, it is returning 4 because the length of the text I have entered is 4. Simply it is 4. So that is the reason. So now if I, okay, so the question was, I forgot the question. What? Okay, it was enter a text and print its length. So we have already done that. So you can try also by entering something and check if it is returning the length properly or not. If not, if any kind of error you are facing, just paste the code in the comment section. I will be taking a look and I will be sharing the answer why it happened. So now if I go further, so you can see the next question is enter a text and print its first and fifth character. So yeah, good enough. So if it has a fifth character, then it can print. If in like the example of my surname Guha, it doesn't have any fifth character, so it will not be able to print the same. But yeah, let's take an input like my name. So now how can I print the first character first? So first character at least we can print. So I can write s.char@0. You can see. So s.char@0 means I have already explained any string starts from 0. So if I write something called Guha, obviously it will be starting from 0. So first character to the outer world, to the people like my family who do not know anything about the programming, to them, if I say the first character, they will be always saying it is G. But as a programmer, we know a few things only. But yeah, as we are dealing with programs, so we can say like the first character for the outer world will be the 0th character for the string. So I can simply write s.char 0. Let me try to run this now. Let me first check if it is giving the first character successfully or not. So if I write Guha, obviously it will be giving G. Okay. So now let me try to print the 5th character. So how to print the 5th character? I will simply write 4. Because obviously 5th character will be, if the first character is 0, it is a basic mathematics. Just you can, even it doesn't need any mathematics. It is a simple thing. If the first character is termed as 0, 5th character will be termed as 4. So if I run both of them, but if I take Guha, obviously there will not be any 5th character. Guha itself is a length having 4, so it will be giving some error. It has already given some error. You can see at the below, at the bottom window, you can see string index out of bound exception. So whenever if you want to print, whenever you want to print some characters which is not a part of the string, it will always give some error like this, out of bound. Out of bound means it doesn't exist. So now what I need to do, let me take the input once again. Okay, let me close this output window. Now, sorry, I have closed something else. Anyway, so if I try with a bigger name, say, so let me try with my name. So it is D and B. You can see the first character is D and the 5th character is again B. Okay, so it is DB. So that is the thing that was the question actually. So if I go further, it is saying enter a text and print last character. So the same thing, I don't know what will be given by the user. Is it Guha or is it Debabrata or is it anything? You can also give your name. So it is unknown. So better to use, as I have mentioned, s.length, anything s.length -1. So if it is Guha, I have already explained, but still, if it is Guha, so length will be 4. And I need 4 minus 1, that is the 3rd place. That will be 0, 1, 2, and 3. So this place I want to look for. Same for Debabrata. Say, so the length of Debabrata will be 9. So I need the 8th character, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So length -1. So if I write that s.length -1, so it will work in a dynamic way. So how it is, let me check. Even I can give anything else. Okay, let me give binary. So it should give me the Y. Look, it is giving the last character. Okay, got it. So you have to use s.char and no specific value, just s.length -1 if you need the last character. You can try as well. Just pause the class and try to execute the same program because it is very easy and small programs. Okay, it is not that tough. If anyone asks for enter a text and print its reverse, so in that case, you have to first, if I want to print it in a normal way, so how can I do that? Int I equals to 0. Okay, let me write I equals to 0. I less than equals to last character. What is last character? I know it is s.length -1. It is the last character. So if I write s.length -1 and I equals to I plus 1. So I need to print everything. I have already shown how it behaves. So I can write simply in the notepad previously, just few minutes back, I have explained. So if I explain once again, so it is behaving like I starts from 0 because 0 is the first character and I will be iterating till the last character and incrementing by 1 by 1. And first I will print s.char 0, s.char 1, s.char 2. So gradually it will print all the characters. Let me show you how. If I run this program, suppose let me give Guha. You can try with your name as well. So it is printing all the characters 1 by 1, Guha, and hitting an enter as well. So if I remove the enter part, so obviously it will be printed in the same line. If I execute again, Guha, you can see now the line change will not be happened. So everything will be printed in the same line. So now if I want to make it reverse, it is pretty simple. I will just start from s dot length minus 1 and iterate to 0 from the backward. That's all. Previously it was 0 to 3 in case of my name, and now I'll be printing 3 to 0. That's all. That's all. Do not need to think much. Just it will be starting from the last character until the first character. A simple loop. Okay. So let me run this program once again. Just try that. Pause the class and try that. Try the same with your name. Let me check, because it should run for any name. You can say a hug. Okay, it is a very cool reverse term of my surname. It is a hug. Wow. So if I want to check with my name, that is pretty long. So what is the reverse? Okay, it is something utter babed, anything. Yeah, funny one. So just if I go further, so you can have the idea now how to make the reverse of a text. So now if I go further, if you have any question, you can comment out in the comment box. I will try to answer that. So enter a text and print the count of a vowel. Enter a text and print the count of a vowel. So now let me print it in the normal way, means not the reverse. I want to print it in the normal way, suppose. So now I need to count. So I can simply take all the characters in a variable called C. Anything, all the characters, whatever will be, because if I enter Guha, it has two vowels, U and A. So every vowel, every characters will be stored first in this C variable. First it will be G, after that C will hold U, after that C will hold, this variable will hold H, after that this variable will hold A. So what I'm going to do after that, I can compare C equals to A, or C equals to E, or C equals to I, or C equals to O, or C equals to U. You can use that. Again, it can be a capital letter as well. So you can also use another 5 terms. Let me copy and paste. It will be easier for me. So I can use or fill it with all the capital letters. That's all you need to do. You have to check if it is either any out of them, then you will be increasing the count. Let me do it. Yeah. So what I will do, I will just simply, I will take a variable called count and I will do count equals to count plus 1. So what I will do, I will take a variable int count that will be equals to 0. And whenever the character will be either one of them, A, E, I, O, U short lowercase, or A, E, I, O, U in the capital letters. So any character out of this 10, I will be just increasing the count variable value by 1. And after that, at the end of the loop, I will be just simply printing the number of vowels. So I will be saying that the count of vowels is, and I can mention simply count. So if I run, so in case of my name, it should be for Guha, it should be 2 vowels. I never think in that way, but still Guha should be 2 vowels. And in Debabrata, I never counted. Let me check. If computer can give the count, I never check that, how many vowels I have in my name. You can try the same with your name as well. So it is 4. Let me check. E-A-A-A. Yeah, it is 4 vowels. So you can do that. Okay, you can take your name as an input, or you can take anything, and you can check. Even if I run everything, the full name, Debabrata Guha, and with a mix of capital and small letter to check everything is working fine or not, you can see, yeah, it is giving everything correctly. So in Debabrata, it is 4 vowels, and in Guha, it is 2 vowels. So it makes 6 as together. Okay, so that is how you can fetch the vowel count. If I go further, It is very easy type of questions. Enter a text and find it is palindrome or not. So palindromic word are like the reverse of the word itself, and the reverse of that word is same. Like madam is a palindromic word. If you want to print the reverse, it is also madam. Another famous palindromic word is Malayalam. The reverse of the Malayalam is Malayalam itself. You can check. So you can give anything. You can give anything. You can give any type of thing, any type of word that if you reverse the same, and if it is become the same thing, you can say, okay, these are same. So we can solve it in many ways. First solution I can show, you can solve it in many ways. So first thing what I can do, I can simple, I do not need discount and anything. I can simply take a new string that is being called as reverse, REV, and I can make it as a blank string for the time being. Let it be REV, reverse. So I will take all the characters one by one, not from the front. I will take it from the back. So I equals to s dot length -1, and after that it will be I greater than equals to 0. So I will be taking those letters or characters in reverse order, say. So whenever I will be taking that, I will put that inside the variable at the end of the variable array. So that's the thing. So if it is Guha, say, if it is Guha in my case, so I will be starting from the back. So A will be inserted into the reverse string. After that, H will come and H will be inserted after that. After that, U will be inserted after that, and after that G in the same order. So reverse equals to reverse plus the character. So if I print first without checking many things, if I print reverse directly, just let me show you how it behaves. So if I run and if I give Guha, so it will be a hug again. So now if I run, if I give input like madam, which is a palindromic word, the reverse will be the same. It is madam. So at the end, I have to check if, without printing that, if the real word that is S, if it is equals to rev, then I'll be saying it is a palindromic word. I will say palindromic word. And if it is not, else I'll be saying it is not a palindromic word. So I will say else it is not a palindromic word. All right, so let me try to run this. Okay, so let me try to run this. Let me first enter my name. Okay, let me first enter madam. So madam is saying not a palindromic word. Why? Because I have just checked the reverse of a word or reverse of the word madam is same like the real word. So in string, you cannot compare with this equals to. They have some restriction. I will be showing you why. But for the time being, you have to remember you cannot use this double equals to. So what you need to do, you have to use some functions again, like dot equals. It is not frequently used like length and caret, but yeah, it is another function that you have to remember, dot equals to. So it is a very common mistake people do actually in the exams or during the interview round. Like they just simply give double equals to. They simply like other data types. Like if you, when you are trying to compare two integers, you just simply give double equals. So people do this kind of mistakes very often. So you have to remember for string, you cannot use double equals to. It should be dot equals to. So now if I check with dot equals to, just practice that once. It is not about running your brain. It is just simply a thing that you need to remember. So now if I give madam, it is a palindromic word. And if I give my name, it will not be a palindromic word for sure. So Guha, it is not a palindromic word. So that is one option by which you can fetch if a word is palindromic or not. So now if I go further, means to check like I can do one thing. I can do something like, suppose for Guha, I will put I in this position. If you have already understood the logic I have already used, do not need to take a look into the this approach. But still, if I show, I can also follow this approach. I can start I with in this position and J in this position. I will keep checking. If caret I and caret J are different, I will say it is not a palindrome. It is not a palindromic word. So in case of madam, you can see if I place I here and if I place J here, and if I keep comparing, both the characters from I and J position is same. Now if I will increase I into this position and J into this position. Again, the character for I and Jth position is same. So if it is always same, then I will say it is palindromic. Let me explain. I can take a variable called integer, say integer f equals to 0. So I will start comparing I from s dot length from the, okay, I from starting, suppose 0, and j equals to j from the back. It will be compared until the value of I is less than equals to j, or less than j will be enough. Every time I will be increasing the value of I and decreasing the value of j. Again, if you are not able to understand this approach, you can just skip, okay, because I have already explained what is the how you can find the palindromic word. So now I will simply check if s dot caret I will simply check if s dot caret I is equals to s dot caret j or not. If it is not, at any point of time, if it is, I can find a single difference. If I can find a single difference, I will simply say f equals to 1, and I do not need to go further. I will just break, and I just do not need to go further. Oh, okay, I can put a conclusion like, okay, if f becomes once, f become 1, that means it is not a palindromic. If f equals to 0, then it is palindromic. I mean to say, I will start checking for Malayalam, say. For Malayalam, what will happen in this program? I will be starting from the start, you can see. Even if you feel like, okay, how can I put so many lines in a single for loop? So you can just simply put them aside. You can just simply write I equals to 0 in a outside and j equals to s dot length. So it is similar to that. If you can remember our first class on for loop, chapter 3.1, we have done this kind of thing. So you can simply write here. Suppose you can simply write at the end of the loop, I equals to I plus 1 at the end and j equals to j minus 1. It is same. Okay, and you can choose either for loop or you can go for while loop, anything. Just make it simple. Do not focus on that for loop part. But what is happening? Just take a look. I is starting from 0. J is starting from the back. We know. So I is starting from 0, and suppose j is starting from here. So I'll be keep checking. S dot caret I not equals to, I just need to find one fault. Suppose you are a good person, people most of the time tries to find one fault in you. If they are able to find that fault, then they will be saying you are not a good boy. Kind of that. I just want to find one fault where these are not matching. But I can see the character at jth position means character at the last position and character at the first position are same. So I have to proceed. So j will be -1, j will become this position, and I will be +1. So again, I can see these are same. So I have to proceed once again. I will increase and j will decrease. Again, the value of these positions are same. So I will be increased and j will be decreased. Again, I can see in both the position it is a. Then again, I will be increased and j will be decreased. So both of them will be in the same position now. So both of them will be in the same position, but the loop will be iterating until when I less than equals to j. So I couldn't find any fault. So f was 0 and f will remain as 0. So after the loop, if f equals to 0, I will say it is palindromic word. But what about my name? in case of my name, suppose, so I will be starting from here and J will be starting from here. On the first position itself, it will be saying, okay, these two are not same. I found a fault. So what I will do, fault value will be 1. I will mark F as 1. It is not fault value. Just imagine in that way. It is marked as 1 and I will break. I will say, okay, I have found a fault. I have found a fault. It is not the same. So after the loop, I will going for else block because F is no more 0. F is holding the value 1 currently. So I'll be saying it is not a palindromic word in simple way. So if I run this program first, if you check, if I enter my name, it will be saying obviously not a palindromic word, no chance, because on the first position, I got some difference. But if I write Madam or Malayalam, say Malayalam, yeah, I have written the correct word. Yeah, it is palindromic word. So you can follow any approach out of these two, or you can also put some brain, or you can find some other approaches as well. So if I go further, so this is topic 1. It is very simple in nature, but here I'm going to face something like word-wise fetch. So now the question is how you can fetch words from the string. So suppose the first question is enter a text and print the word. Suppose I have entered Debabrata Guha binary word. So it should be fetched in that way, like word 1 is Debabrata, word 2 is Guha, word 3 is binary, word 4 is word. So you have to fetch you have to split the text into few words. That will be the approach now. So how to solve that? So how to fetch a word? So if I write like enter a text, I do not need all this. I do not need all this. Okay, let me delete everything. Okay, so what I will do, I will first take int I equals to 0, I less than equals to s dot length -1. I'll be going till the last I equals to I plus 1. Each character I want to fetch. So suppose char c equals to, I will try to fetch each and every character. So now when a new word comes, obviously there will be a space between two. So I have to search the space. If the character is not a space, just think it means just think once. If the character is not a space, then what I will do, I will create a new string called word. Say word. Suppose it will store a word. Initially it will be blank. So if the character is not a space, then what I will do word equals to word plus that character. And if it is a space, then what I will do, I will simply print it system.out.println. Yeah, I'm simply print the word, and after that I will be reset the word again to blank. I will print a word and reset it again to collect the next word. So if I compile and if I run, and after that I will be explaining once again. So suppose if I run it in this way, suppose Debabrata Guha binary world. So here it will not going to print world, but still it will print the first 3 words. Why it will be printing the first 3 words, I'll be explaining. I'll be explaining in few moments. But why, how it is able to fetch the first 3 words? Let me check. So what I'm doing. So let me go to this notepad. If I am writing like Debabrata Guha, suppose binary word, just understand. First, I is coming in this part. C is in the character I am choosing, it is D. It is not a space. It is not a space. So after word, I am adding D. So again, I coming to this position, I am fetching E. E is a space. No, E is a not space. So what I am doing, word equals to word plus C. So that means existing word is D. After that, E is being added. So it is becoming DE. Again, I is iterating, and B I am currently fetching. H dot caret I currently means B. So I am adding it. Again, it is not a space. So I am adding it with the existing word. Existing word is DE. With that, I am adding B. Again, in the similar way, I am going slow. Just think once. I am adding A. Again, B is not a space. I am adding B after the word. Again, R. R is not a space. I am adding R at the end. A is not a space. I am adding A. T is not a space. I am adding T. A is not a space. I am adding A. Now, this is a space. Now, the character at this position, at ith position or at this position is space. So if it is space, what I'm doing? Simply, I am printing the word and I am turning the word again to the initial value. So I am printing this word. Let me print this word somehow. Suppose this word has been printed, and after that I am making it null again. Not null, blank, I will say. Blank again. Again, next time G will come. G is not a space. So G will come here. U is not a space. It will come here. I, now H will come here. Now A is not a space. It will come here. Sorry. So now again, I is a ith position. It is a space. In this position, I got a space. So what I will do, again the same thing. I will print Guha. So that's why Guha is being printed and it is being reset again. So it is blank. So again, in the same way, it will collect binary, and when it goes to this position, it will be printing binary and it will reset the word once again. Okay, now for this one, word. So W will be collected, O will be collected, R will be collected, L will be collected, and D will be collected, obviously. But after that, there is no space. Our for loop ends here. So there is no space. So if there is no space, it cannot print word. So already word has stored the full word correctly. So if I print after the for loop, it is already stored, but there is no space after at the end. So it is not going to print the last word. So if I print the word separately outside of the for loop, now I can see the word is successfully stored. I can write something like after the loop. I am printing this after the loop. Suppose, let me execute this thing, this piece of code. You can see if I write anything, binary word, Debabrata, Guha. So you can see binary word Debabrata will be printed, and last word, it is already stored in the word, but it is not going to print because there is no space after Guha. If I can somehow manage one space after this Guha, then it will be printed. But it is already being stored. So either you can print it outside of the loop, or the good idea will be, if I run my brain, and the good idea will be after entering S, if I add one space after the string. If I just place a space after the string. So what it will do, it will just simply, whenever it will get a space at the end, and it will print the pending words. That is Guha. So I do not need to print it separately. It will be printed all together. So if I run, just I will recommend this, pause the class, write the code by your own. Just take a copy, not copy, just take a look into my codes and try to write the same at your compiler, and just try to execute and revise, repeat whatever I have said, whatever steps I have mentioned, just repeat. Just listen again. So if I write binary word Debabrata Guha, I do not need to print it separately. So I just, if I hit an enter, it will print all the words together. You can see binary word Debabrata Guha. Everything will be printed because I am getting an extra space at the end. So after Guha, I will be getting one extra space. So you can try with as many as words you can. And if you now implement, if you now wish to implement something like that, word one, word two, kind of that, it is very simple. You just need to get a count. It is very simple, count 1. So whenever I'm printing the word, I will be printing something like this, word, the word word plus count, that means 1, word 1, plus I will put a colon or anything, and plus the variable, that is word. And every time what I will do, count equals to count plus 1. It is very simple. I can understand, but still the main logic is this one. If I'm getting a not space, if I'm not getting a space, I will append it at the end of the word. And if I am getting a space, then I will print it. Simply I will print it and reset the word once again. So that is the main logic you have to focus. Okay, it is not about the one ending space. It is not about the count. It is just about understanding. If I'm getting space, I will print the word. If I'm not getting a space, that means I will append it at the end. Okay, so if I write this thing, you can see word 1 is binary, word 2 is word, word 3 is Debabrata, word 4 is Guha. You can try with any string you want. Okay, you can put your name, you can put anything. But logic is this if and this part, this reset of word. That's all. That simple it is. Okay, just try to play with that. So we will be also playing with this word concept. If I go further, enter a text and print the initial of the each word. So now if anyone is interested to print the initial, like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and anyone is interested to print N.H.C.B. So obviously this count thing should not be required anymore. Let me delete all these unnecessary lines. Now, what I will do, I will simply, I do not want to print the full word. I will just print word dot caret 0. This word is also a string. So just run your brain. It is also a string. I can print the first letter, and after that I can print a dot. That's all. That simple it is. I will fetch it. I will fetch each and every word, and I will print the first letter. So if I write, suppose Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, so it will print N.S.C.B. So if you want to print it in the same line, it is much easier. You just need to delete this ln and it will be printed in the same line. That's all. So if I go further, enter a text and print the good name in below style. Means I need to print N.H.C. but the last word, I want to print it in a full. Even sometimes I has been termed in my office like Guha, D.Guha. Even for you, it is the same. The name dot the surname, something like that. So what you will do, just I do not need to give the ending space. I do not need to give that. I do not want to print the last word. The last word I will print after the loop. In the similar way, the problem, what was the disadvantage in the first program, the first program here, what was the disadvantage? Now I will use that feature as an advantage. I am not giving any end space. So everything except the last word will be printed. Here, the first character of each word will be printed except the last word. And last word, I want to print it in a full. Okay, because I'm not giving any ending space. That's why last word will not be printed inside the loop. But anyhow, it will be stored in the word variable. So after the loop, I'll be just printing that word. Let me show you how it works. If you have any doubts in your mind, you can communicate with me via the comment section, or you can simply send me a mail, or if you are, you can also ask me if you are an existing student. So you can, in the class, you can ask me. So if I write the same, suppose again, Netaji, suppose let me make it everything capital, Netaji, or you can give anything, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. You can see it will be printing nsc.bose. Okay, because I am printing the last word from the outside of the loop. Okay, so this is the thing. These are pretty common programs asked during in the interview round as well. So enter a text and print the longest word. So longest one here, suppose if I write binary word Debabrata Guha, so Debabrata will be the longest word. So how can I fetch that? So the same thing, without printing the word, what I'm going to do, I am taking another string, that is max word. Same. So max word will also be blank. And here, instead of printing the word, what I'm going to do, I'll be checking if max word, normal word, all of them are just a string. So I can simply write word dot length. If the length of the current word is greater than the length of the max word, simply the max word length, it is greater than max word length, then I can simply write max word is, the current word. Simple thing. Okay, if it is greater than, because every time here, if I can print each word here, then I can compare as well. If I can get all the words here, and after that I am resetting the word. So if I'm able to print all the word explicitly, then I can check the length as well here. If I can print, I can compare as well. So I need the last word as well. So I have to give a space, ending space here, because I need the last word as well. So after that, I can print the longest word is, I can write it is max word. Probably you get the idea. So if I compile and if I run, you can see if I write, suppose binary word Debabrata, you can make it in capital, you can make it in small, it doesn't matter. It will just simply print the longest word, and it is Debabrata. You can try with your string, you can try to input anything as per your wish, and it should work. If not, you can paste the code in the comment box. I will have a look. So enter a text and print each word in a reverse way. Means like binary word, each word in the reverse way. So what should I do in that case? Each word in a reverse way. So first, let me go back into that program where I am printing the word normally. Let me go back to that program where I was printing the word normally. Normal words are being printed. So it is in this program, I am printing the words normally. Okay, just word plus a space. So normally the words has been printed. So now if I make a change here only, okay, first let me run this program. Let me show you it is running fine. It is the previous program, the number one program. What I have done. So it is like if I write binary word Debabrata Guha, so it will be printing all the words normally, binary word Debabrata Guha, one by one. But if I want to make one change only, one small change, I'm not going to add this C at the end. I'm going to add this C at the start. Just like that. That simple change I want to make. So now if I run this program, let me show you. If I write something called binary word Debabrata Guha, so each word will be reversed. You can see Guha become a hug again, binary become something like this. So every word is being reversed. So this is a major change. So this is not a small change. I am adding each character at the front. What does it mean? If I show you, so Debabrata, suppose my string is binary word Debabrata Guha, say. So now what I'm doing, word is empty. Previously what I was doing, B is coming here, I is coming at the end, N is coming at the end, A is coming at the end. But now I am adding this I at the front. N is coming at the front, A is coming at the front, R is coming at the front, Y is coming at the front. So I am printing this. Whenever I am getting a space, the same approach, but I am adding the characters at the front. So it is reset again. W is coming, after that O is coming, after that R is coming, but at the front they are being added. That's why I am getting the reverse. So it is very simple. Just you need to write the C plus at the front. Okay. So C will be added at the front of the existing word, and you will be getting this kind of output. Just need to run your brain a bit, not much, just a one letter change. Now, if anyone asks like enter a text and print the word-wise reverse, means Guha will come at first, Debabrata will be coming after that, World will be coming after that, and binary will become at the last. So what I need to do, I need to collect the words from the back. That's all. And a simple change, I will be greater than 0 and I will be I minus 1. I'll be correcting the words from the back. If I run, that's all you need to do. I'll be again explaining how it is happening. So if I write something binary world, Guha. So Guha should come first. Okay, sorry. Here, one mistake I have done. Okay, first let me understand what I'm trying to do. Then I'll be showing you. So here, from the end, I am adding in word, I am taking A. After that, H is coming, but I am adding H at the front. U is coming because I is at the end now. I is at the end. At that time, I added A. After that, I is coming into this position. So I'll be adding H here. After that, I is coming in this position. So I will be adding U here. After that, I is coming into this position. So that means I'll be adding G here. So after that, I is the character at I space is blank space. So that means I will be printing Guha. So Guha will be my first word to be printed in the screen. Again, word will be reset. And again, here you can see I is now fetching A. So I will putting A. After that, T. So T will be fetching. T will be fetched here. Accordingly, A. After that, R. After that, B. After that, A. After that, B. After that, E. After that, D. Accordingly, as per the position of the I will be fetching all the letters. And after that, when I will become a space again, means the character at ith place is space, then I'm going to print Debabrata. And look, I am getting the words in reverse way. Okay, again it will collect. But now when I will go here, so it will store all the characters in this manner. You can just think, just be calm and think. It will store everything. But after that, I was not getting any space. So this word is not going to be printed. So if you are collecting from the back, then we need to give a front space. So whenever I will get a space, then the binary will be also printed. The same reason. So here, I do not need to add space at the end because it is required at the front, because I am collecting the characters in the reversed way from the back. So if I do that, if I compile and let me run the program once again, so it should give me all the word, binary word, Debabrata. If I write that, you can see all the words are collected from the back and in this way. Got it? Any questions, anything, any codes that is not running in your machine, just let me know if you have any problem with that. So these are some examples of word-wise fetching in interview or in the programming round. They can give some requirements like this, where you need to fetch the word as per their choice, as per their requirement. And if it is something like this, you can think in this word-wise approach. Okay, you can concentrate how to fetch a word, and you can just do some small manipulations and you will be getting as per the required data. Now, if someone asks, like, enter a text and convert it into the uppercase, obviously they have some ready-made things defined in the string, but that I will not going to do today. On the next class, I'm just going to show how it can be done in a ready-made way, very easy way. But now for this class, I'll be just showing you how to do this manually, means using our for loop, using our techniques, not by using their ready-made functions. So first, let me show you. So it can have some numbers, you can see. It can have some spaces. It will only target the lowercase characters. If it is lowercase character, it will upgrade that into uppercase character. So to do that, I can do some programming. Okay, let me go to, if you can remember, in characters, we have done something like that. In characters, if I take something, let me show you. Suppose if I have a character suppose C equals to capital C. And okay, character C is small a. And I want to make it capital, make it uppercase. How can I do that? I can simply, if you can remember, I can simply do C plus 32. Why C plus 32? Because, or C minus 32. Okay, let me remember. Small a starting from 97 and capital A starts from 65. In the similar way, capital small b is 98 and capital B is 66. So it means if you do 97 minus 32, then you will get 65. If you do 98 minus 32, then you will get 66. So you just need to do minus 32. Let me show you first in the simple way. After that, I will implement the same logic in string, because string is just multiple characters. That's all. If it can be applied to one character, it can be applied for multiple characters as well. So you can see the value of the C is currently A. And what I'm going to print? The capital A. Just after doing, I'm just doing minus 32 and I'm converting it to character once again. If I run this program, it should be capital A should be printed. You can see, yes, it is capital A. So now, if I do the same here, I am fetching each character. I do not need to make it into, I do not need all this. What I'm going to do, I will just check if the character is in between 97, means it is a small lowercase character, means if it is between 97 to 122, if you calculate, the Z becomes 122. You can calculate. So I just need to print system.out.print and the same thing, cat C minus 32. The same thing I need to print. You can see in this program as well, it is cat C minus 32. So I want to print, if it is a lowercase character, I just need to print that. And if it is not a lowercase, it might be an uppercase character, it might be a number, it might be a space, whatever it is, I will print the C as it is. I do not need to do any manipulations. I will just print C as it is. So if I compile and if I run, anything I can print. Suppose I am printing, suppose binary, few letters in lowercase, few letters in the capital, and I can give some numbers. I can give my name in a mixture of lowercase and uppercase, and it should be all uppercase after this. You can see, okay, sorry. I have done some mistakes probably. It is still coming in reverse way. Why it is coming in reverse way? Okay, because I'm printing it in a reverse way. I forgot to change that. Okay, so I will be starting from 0, I less than equals to s dot length. I was surprised why it is coming in a reverse way, because I have not changed that. And for you as well, do not try to remember this program, means do not try to memorize this. Okay, because it will be, then you have to remember probably 1,000 programs. So there is no need to remember all these programs. Okay, so I can write something like this. Guha, Happy New Year 2025, kind of that. If I write, okay, some problem is happening. Array index out of range. Why? I'm again doing some mistake. I've not done I equals to I plus 1. Okay, so my bad. If I close this, if I run again, I generally, and it is not bad actually to do some mistakes. In your case also, you are probably getting more and more errors. When I started doing programming in my college days, believe me, I face many errors. And sometimes it feels like I do not want to do more. So if I write a mixture of lower and uppercase characters, and if I enter, it should convert all the lowercase to uppercase. You can see. So I am targeting only lowercase characters and I am making them in uppercase. Okay, so that's all you need to do. So if I go further, enter a text in lowercase and convert the initial of each word to capital. Means like Netaji, Subhash Chandra Bose, something. All the initial letters you can see into the capital. So you got the idea probably. So I need to face the character, and I will first check if the character is not equals to space, then I will put that into word. I will just following the same thing we have done in the last slide. So what I will do, I will just take a new string called word that will be blank initially. If it is not a space, then I will add that character at the end of the word. And now what I will do, I will just check the first character of the word. Means I will check if just let me think, char, the first word, the first letter of the word will be what dot caret 0. So if that first character in between 97 to 122, then what I will do, I will just print the capital, or I can gather them. Let me take a variable called like reverse, not reverse this time, result, say same variable like result, like reverse. Previously I have used during the palindrome program, the same thing like result. And what I will do, I will just keep storing those values. I will be just storing those values, like result equals to result plus something like this. I want to store all of them. And after that, it is only for the first character. And after that, what I will do, raise equals to, okay, it is if, and if it is already in capital or if it is a number, what I will do, I will simply do raise equals to raise plus C. I will not do any modifications, raise plus F. First characters will be as it is. And for the rest of characters, I can simply iterate a for loop again. Suppose j equals to 0 to j equals to, I will show you the shortcuts next day. How can I avail this using some shortcuts? But for the time being, today I will not be using any shortcuts. So if you forget the shortcut, suppose what will happen? So you have to follow this way. Raise equals to raise plus what does for the rest of the characters. Look, I am starting from 1. I'm not starting from that 0. So first character, I have already modifying as per the requirement. If it is lowercase, okay, first I am fetching each word. You are probably able to understand. For the each word, what I am doing, if the first letter is lowercase, I am modifying it. If the first letter is not a lowercase, just let it be in the same way. Okay, do not need to modify anything. And after that, I am taking each characters one by one. So from the second character, that's why I have used 1 here, not using 0. So I'm just writing what dot caret j. That's all. So at the end, what I'm doing, raise equals to raise plus, I am putting 1 space, and I am resetting the word because it is going to collect the words once again. So okay, I have to close this else block. So I'll be saying, if you are overloaded, just ignore this part for the time being. You can do it later. But if you are able to understand this, or if you can just revise a bit, like pause the class and do all those things by yourself in your compiler, I think after that you will be feeling comfortable in this. So now if I write something in Netaji, suppose Suhash, suppose, okay, I am already giving it everything in capital. So let me give it in small. Subhash Chandra Bose. Last one is in capital, say. If I give this, you can see all the characters, initial characters are transferred into capital. You can see that. All right. So if I go further into the slides, and this is the last question probably, you have to encrypt this thing. So you have a set of characters you can see in front of you. So if it is capital A, that can be converted to N. If it is N already, then it will be converted to A, vice versa. So suppose I am assuming all the characters can be given in capital, say, and you can see you have to change the characters in this way. It was being called as encrypted way. In previous, in the ancient time, the kings and the rulers used to communicate in this way. What they did at that time, suppose they are writing a letter to another king or another ruler, they simply change the characters in between. They simply change the character in between so that in the midway, no one can read the letter. So in case of Debabrata Guha, suppose I want to write it in this way, D will be converted into Q. You can see if I want to mark that, you can see D is being converted to Q. And that's why here as well, my name D is converted to Q. You can see E is being converted to R. Okay, let it be in the small case as well. You can write in either small or in capital in this way. Again, you can see T is being converted to G. T is being converted to G here. Where is T? Where is T? Yeah, here. From below, T is being converted to G. So vice versa. Suppose it is kind of a situation. I have checked this question in some question paper probably. So where they are asking for do some encryption like this. So how to cover this one? So in this case, what you need to do, let me clear these drawings and let me jump into the program. So let me close this. This is very interesting program, and with this I will be ending the session. Same thing, you can use the same application for communicating. Suppose you love someone and it happens in the earlier era. Now earlier decades, now everyone can write anything in the WhatsApp and in there are many lots of communication chats services are available, many instant messaging services are available. But still, if you want to do not want to disclose your messages in between, somehow you can use this encryption method as well. So how it works, let me show you. So first I'll be taking one input like enter text something, and let me think. I do not need all these things. Probably result I will be needed. What else? Okay, let me go through each character one by one. I do not need all this. Let me delete everything. So what I will do, if the character is, okay, let me first check what is the character of N. What is the ASCII code of N? Let me check. N means, ASCII code means, if I write integer, because I do not want to calculate manually. If I run, just I want to check ASCII code of N. It is probably 78. Okay, 65 plus 13 is 78. Okay, 65 plus 13 is 78. So what I will do, if the character lies between 65, or I do not need to give that 65, it is simply, if it is capital A, and then if it is in between capital A and capital M, so, or if the character is between 97, not 97, why I'm writing 97, it is simply small a, and then character is in between small m. What I will do in these two cases, what I will do, I will simply, I can write result will be result plus char C plus 13, because 65 will be transferred into, I have just checked the ASCII code of C is 78. So 65 to 78 means plus 13. I have just done that manually. Okay, do not need to remember anything. Just check the ASCII code. So here it is being said like A will be converted to N, B will be O. So it will be always plus 13. Okay, so now else if the character is from N to Z, capital Z, and small n to small z, then what I will do, c equals to c minus 30. So I will, n will become capital A, O will become capital B, kind of that. And else, if it is something else like space or numbers or anything, if it is not a character, I will simply write raise equals to raise plus c. That's all. That's all. So after that, you need to print raise, means result. So if I compile and if I give something like this, suppose Debabrata Guha, say, my name is pretty boring, but you can see it has been changed to this. Okay. Now, if I take this letter, this converted one, if I next time if I input this converted word and if I enter, whoever will be receiving this message, so obviously if he or she has the same program with him or her, he or she can simply put this converted message or encrypted message, and he or she can decrypt this thing. So my name is boring. I want to end this class with some lighter notes. I know you are already overloaded. So suppose you can write the thing to your girlfriend or boyfriend like I love you, and it will be like something like that. And this is a decrypted message that you can send to your partner, and your partner can simply write the same program and just run the same decrypted message. You can see, just paste the decrypted message in the same program, and if he or she enters, he or she will be getting the correct words. Okay, so you can follow this way, but do not share that. I have suggested you the same. So anyway, it is a lighter note. So, but it is the working principle of string. You can play with the words, you can play with the letters, and you can play with all possible requirements. So requirements can be anything given by the programming, given in your exam or in the programming round. It can be anything, but you have to think in a normal way. Strings are nothing but a collection of characters. Okay, just you need to deal it efficiently and passionately. That's all. So you can find these links, and you will be getting some exercise in this coding exercise basic thing. All the details will be also mentioned in the detail section of this class. Also, you can take a note from here as well. Practice all the string related problems, and we can meet again on the next class using some of the shortcuts of the string. Today we have followed the long cut, but from the next class we will be trying to see what are the shortcuts we can FL to solve these kind of situations. So bye for the day. Practice all the things. If you have any problem, just communicate. Bye.